Hi everybody, this is Matt Seifert with Muskie Mercenary Guide Service. I'm a Muskie walleye guide. I am at Muskie Mayhem Tackle today. Brad got a new boat and we want to do a video for you guys showing you how we mount the mega imaging for the Humminbird side imaging. Okay, before we get started, I want to show you guys a quick diagram I drew. I did three. One's too low, one's too high, and one's perfect. The too low here, we have water traveling along the hull of the boat. It hits the transducer, and by the transducer being too low, you get a lot of water pressure here, and there'll be a bubble trail underneath the transducer, which will really impede your view of your mega imaging. This is the most common problem I see with other boats that are rigged, and a lot of times the back of this transducer will be pointed up in the air, which makes it twice as bad. And then you might as well be running a 10-year-old graph at that point. So, and if without a step boat, you're gonna get a rooster tail. Then there's the too high. This also happens on a few boats, and these guys are getting great pictures at slow speed. But by the water traveling along their boat, as soon as they're faster than trolling motor speed, up to maybe 2-3 miles an hour, they don't have an image. So they're running blind as soon as they're on plane, which is really not using it to its full potential, because with reading it at that speed, the Humminbird mega imaging will give you rock piles, auto chart live up to 40 miles an hour. And to get that, you have to have it this way. We have the water plane coming through here. It's going to hit the bottom front edge of this transducer. We want that water to come right along the bottom of the boat, barely touch the transducer, and then what we do is angle the bottom of the transducer down to get a nice pressure on the water, and the water will have a smooth transition here. You won't get a rooster tail from it. You'll have zero bubbles. You get a beautiful picture from trolling motor speed all the way up to 45 miles an hour. All right, let's get started. So here's our tools that we have. It's a fairly simple process, not a lot of things needed. We got 7 simple things here: marine grade silicone, 2 1/2-inch wrenches. We have a 5/32 drill bit, our 5/16 driver for the bolts, and if you would like, this is optional, if you have a fiberglass boat, you're worried about it chipping, just hit it with the countersink. Drill your hole with your 5/32, hit it with the countersink, widen it out a little bit, and then when that screw starts into the fiberglass, it will not chip. This is optional if you're not comfortable eyeing up the transducer, which we'll show you in a minute here. Throw it straight edge on the bottom of the boat, and this is just a 2-foot straight edge. We'll kind of show you how that water is going to travel along the bottom of the boat and hit the front of the transducer. All right, you guys, this is the part that's the most crucial part. You need to line this part of the boat, this part of the transducer, flush with the bottom of the hull. So I usually drop it 1/16 below the hull. So if my water displacement's coming down the hull here, I line this up perfectly in line. You guys can see that. So this is perfectly in line with the boat, like that. And by pushing this downwards, which we talked about on the diagram, the water is going to push perfectly smooth on this, no bubbles. Water will transition into the front of this transducer perfectly. And this is the problem everyone else has. They have them too high, they have them too low. You get your bubble trail here, which distorts your view. Here you got nothing when you're on plane. It'll work when you're going very slow, but here, right at that, I'll lift this up so you guys can see as we travel down the hull of this boat. That's perfectly lined up. I'll drop it down just a 16th, and that's my height. It's that simple. So I hope everybody can see it, but I'm gonna try to, with the camera here, I'm gonna try to line this up perfectly, and that's gonna get me pretty close. And I just touch it quick about the center. Just give her a little mark there. I don't worry about going up and down too much because I'm already lined up perfectly. So that was an easy mark. I got those 3 holes there. I'm gonna finish drilling those out. We'll silicone those up. Hit that with our marine grade silicone. Sorry, we had just removed another transducer off this boat, so we have 3 other holes we got a silicone as well. Once again, that was a 5/32 drill bit. And in the impact here, we have a 5/32 drive, or 5/16 driver. We'll use the screws Humminbird provided for the transducer. A lot of guys will hit this with a countersink, so you don't chip your glass. These are stainless screws, they're not magnetic. And I'll just barely tighten that, just enough to hold it so we can make our final adjustments there. Sorry guys, a little more difficult with the camera right there, but we'll come back on this in a second too to show exactly how I line this up, but a little too tight. Now this is the part that's the most crucial. As we lift this up, hopefully you guys can see this, but this bolt comes along here. I have the transducer tilted up in the back right now. This front part here, if you get that too low, you're gonna get that bubble trail on here. So if you feel confident enough to line it up perfect, that's great, or drop it down a 1/16, just as long as you don't have too much down. Just that little bit, but I'll look right down here with my eye, line it up perfectly, and that's when I'll tighten the screws up. Normally I would be directly in front of it, but we have a camera there, so I'm just gonna tap this a little bit and see if it's level left and right this way. I'm gonna try to sneak under the camera here and look at it. And just by standing back here, and I'll step back behind this quick, right after I screw these tight, and double check it. Best way is just to stand back 10 feet and you can see, okay, this thing, the boat's a little bit off kilter, this thing looks lined up. Just get your head back 5 to 10 feet and it'll show itself plain as day what you need to do. And we can tighten this downward angle down after we look. But right now I'm gonna step back, make sure it's level left and right, and then we can finish up tightening it up. Here we are under the boat. I grabbed a straight edge here. I'm just gonna kind of show you what I was eyeing along. I don't know, I hope you guys can see that in the video, but we're trying to get this water coming smoothly through here. And you can see me, I'm on the side of the boat. I hit my transducer, look what happens. I got it about a 32nd below the hull. And now with the water coming in, I don't want any bubbles coming along this. So we're just gonna angle this down just about, I'd say a good 1/4 inch to 3/8 out of level. And that water will have a perfect smooth transition. This will smoothly push the water down, no rooster tail, nothing like that. And that will give you the ultimate clearest picture you can get with the Humminbird. Most transducers I see are like this, and guys can't see anything. Level's okay, this is where you wanna be. And this is the Gen 3 Mega. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this video and it helps you set your boat up, and I hope you enjoyed the video.